What's up, everybody? TGIF. It started out as one of the most pretty October mornings you could ever imagine. I left the dock this morning. I had to do a gas run, fill some cans, bring them down to the boat. I left my house at 6. It was in the mid 50s. It was gorgeous. Not a breath of air moving. Went down to Circle K, got my gas, went back to the house, put the gas in the boat. Got my coffee, got dressed, got in the boat. Beautiful. The whole ride out. Barely a ripple. I only had a light hoodie on. I'm like, you know what? It's Friday. I don't have anything pressing going on today. So kind of like it's a free day. I'm like, perfect. I'm going to fish a little longer today. Rock on. I made some great content this morning. The sunrise, if you were out here, was spectacular. Every time I looked up, I had to take another picture because it was spectacular. I turned my head and I'd be doing something. And I turned back and be like, oh wow, take a picture of that. So I'm like, I'm gonna run long. The old logistics guy in me, you know, I route my days. You know, I go long and I come back. I don't. So I ran all the way east, and you're like, how far did you go, man? You don't usually go very far, man. Yeah, well, today I had the genius idea. I'm gonna go far. Yippee for me. I started at Eel and I was headed east. I was looking at the drop off on the north side of Eel and didn't really hold much, but then it was a comedy of errors that really set me off this morning. Funnily enough, I had a reel that had a wind knot in it, and it was deep. I don't know how I managed it, but it was deep. It took me half an hour to get it out and retied and everything that went along with it. It was no bueno. And I could feel the breeze start to pick up as I was fussing with that rod and that line. I could feel it behind me. So I'd, you know, like somebody turned the fan on, but it was still on low, so it wasn't that bad. You're like, all right. So I finally get that rod fixed. Now I'm kind of undecided as to what I want to do and where I want to do it. I saw fish deep. I kept noticing that the wind at the back in my back kind of kept pushing me. You know, I'm like, what? Next thing you know, it's blowing. You look and you can see that front coming. I put the weather on my phone. I looked at the radar. The line was coming right at us. You could see it, and this wind was howling. Now they said this cold front was going to come through 8-9 o'clock last night. As soon as I woke up this morning, I should have known, but I didn't. I let myself believe, oh, it's stalled and it's not coming today. Yeah, it stalled, but by about 6 hours. Instead of hitting it at 9 o'clock last night, it hit at 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. I should have known better. I do know better. So anyway, now I'm way east for me. And I got to run into what are now all of 4-footers, and they're only 6 feet apart. Going 5 miles an hour while I was graphing. My boat was like, whoa, boom, whoa. And I'm like, oh, man. And then I started to get mad. And I'm like, and I'm cursing a storm, and it was not fit for man nor beast in this boat at that point. And I went a little woo haywire, and I spun out on myself, and I was mad, you know. And then all of a sudden, everything that bothers me or that I've got tucked away somewhere, starts coming forward going, yeah, we're two and you stuck and rah, 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 rah. And then I finally just was like, rah, and I've had it. I said, I quit, I'm going home. And I took a pounding from where I was, the other side of Eel, till all the way I got back inside the islands, back to the yacht club. And I got down on that south shore because this west wind's got a little bit of south in it, just enough. So you got down in there and it was protected, and I started where I could run that. Boy, but for 4 miles, it was Pound City, baby. And I took it on the chin, and oh boy, did I let it get to me. It steamed me up something good. By the time I ran into Terry Wicks and Don Birdie down here at the Green Buoy, they're perch fishing. They waved to me as I pulled up, and I was just fit to be tied, you know. And I vented off to them a little bit, and whatever. We have expectations of things. I came out thinking this morning was going to be outstanding. But I should have known as soon as I walked out the door and it was warm, that cold front hadn't arrived yet. And that it was still to come. And then when it did come, like it always does, cold fronts don't mess around. They come in like a big push broom, and they bulldoze everything. They're like, we're going to reset things. And this cold front just comes wailing in. Now, it's not from right out of the north, it's a northwest, so it's not nearly as cold, but the effect is the same and the entrance is the same. And this finally is regathered, and the jet stream's pushed back down, and this cold front's now saying, all right, all you southern warm, moist air, you're out of here. We're going to reset the deck. Now, I hope it should be. My theory is that this should kick off the good fishing. And then get this cold front out of the way, and let's get back to it. 58 degrees still again this morning because it was warm last night. Air temperature was probably the same or pretty damn close as water temp. So it was good. I don't know if what sidetracked me today were my expectations. Not sure. I let a lot of stuff boil over today. Maybe that's a good thing. You know, I have my moments. I'm a pretty emotional guy. I am not far from tears over things that really move me at any moment. You know, I can see something, feel something, think something. Today was different. Today was anger. Today I was pissed. And I let it out. In the grand scheme of things, I let it out in the most constructive way I could in the middle of the lake, scream my bloody lungs out, and be done with it. Get it out, let it go, be gone. Courtney called me about midway through it, and she didn't do anything, and I had to remember that, because in those moments, for me anyway, when I get to that point and I'm out there on that edge, you know, I don't think anybody says what they really feel. I think they say what the emotion brings out. And she didn't do anything wrong. She just called me at the wrong moment, and I was screaming bloody murder, not at her, but with her. And she's so wonderful that she's been with me a lot, where I have just dumped it all, full force, on her, but not at her. And she's the most wonderful partner anyone could ever have, because she puts it right in a big basket and carries it for you and takes it and dumps it. And I always feel better. Today I was still in it, and I wasn't ready to be done with it yet. By the time I got to calmer seas, I let out one good one, and then it was done. And I feel better now. Don't get me wrong, I'm still raw, but I feel better. And I think maybe there's a lesson in there for a Friday morning. Uh, it's okay to let it out. It is okay to let it out. As the individual, you got to make sure you do it in the most constructive, healthy, self-affirming way you can. Again, for me, I yelled till my lungs hurt and my voice was gone out here, and I let it all go. You know, I don't want to see anybody let it go onto someone else or at someone else. It's unnecessary. You can deal with those healthy, out of control feelings better. You know, and I taught myself that this morning. I said to Courtney, how do I let this go? Well, maybe letting it go for me was letting it go and getting it out. You know, I got it all out, and it felt like battery acid that I was spitting. You know, and I was mad at everything. I was mad at the fish. I was mad at my line. I was mad at my phone. I was mad at everything, myself especially. I'm my hardest critic. I think most people are that way, and we got to give ourselves a break. And I finally talked to myself, a human, as opposed to you miserable, filthy son of a. I got rid of all that stuff, and I'm just like, dude, just relax. It'll be okay. You got this. Whatever this is for you, I firmly believe you got it. You just got to put it into perspective. I just had to get over that. And I did. Fishing's fishing. This is a fishing report. I don't think I made 10 casts all day today. And I've been out here, it's almost 11 o'clock in the morning. I've been fighting everything today. So, I'm not going to fight it anymore. I'm going. I said good morning to everybody. Good morning, everybody. I love you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, I'd have quit 2 hours ago and said, I ain't doing this anymore. I don't care. I'm a 5-year-old. I can be the best 51-year-old, 5-year-old you ever met. I just let it out. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying this today because I think everybody else has got it bottled up inside them, and they got to have a way to let it go. Drive out to a dirt road or a cornfield, stand out in the middle of it and scream your bloody head off. When you come out of that cornfield, you come off that lake, and you drive back off that dirt road onto pavement, now we're good. Let it go. We took that heavy weight, whatever it is, and I got to think that everybody watching this has got a heavy weight. And it's that dark day today, and I normally love these days, but boy, it feels like it's pressing on you today. It feels like it's pressing on me, so I screamed and let it go. So there's my fishing tip for today. Scream and let it go, baby. Let it go. Let it go. Keep her tipping.